Former UFC middleweight champion Sean Strickland continues to embarrass himself time and time again. Earlier today, a video surfaced of Strickland and his brother attempting to bully what appears to be teenage workers at an indoor rock climbing facility. And it couldn't have went worse for Sean Strickland and his brother, and even his brother's wife. Looks horrible in this video. Allegedly, this was years ago. According to Sean Strickland, he did have a response, which I will show you in this video. But that's not the only thing Sean Strickland's been doing. Sean Strickland's been crying about he's the #1 contender, and he'll sit out, and he's earned his status as #1 contender. And then on top of that, video footage has come out of him sparring a Japanese kickboxer when over in Japan. And I think this footage is completely embarrassing as well. So we're going to go through all that in this video because I'm so tired of the Sean Strickland incel fan base continuing to defend everything this guy does. We already exposed him back in January with the help of Dricus du Plessis, where Sean's talking all this crap and calling Dricus all these, horrible names. And then Dricus fires back and says, "I'm going to beat you worse than your daddy did." And Sean Strickland immediately starts crying and whining and saying Dricus needs to get canceled. And even he did the same thing to Sean O'Malley. He started talking shit to Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley tells him, "Well, at least my dad didn't fuck me." And then all of a sudden, Sean Strickland curls up into a ball and heads to Theo Von's podcast and starts crying like a little baby. So we already exposed him for being a hypocrite earlier this year. But now we're just going to expose him for being the bully that he is, because that's what Dricus exposed early this year. And I absolutely love that we're getting more and more evidence to prove that this guy is nothing more than a sheer bully. And he thinks he's this, badass, but when he actually gets in there with guys like Paulo Costa or anybody else, all he does is jab and teep to a decision. He talks all this big game, to the death, and we're going to go to war and we're going to bleed for you. And then he goes out there and fights like an absolute bitch. Meanwhile, the reason I say that is because I want you to compare and contrast to his attitude and his demeanor and his physical aggression against people who are not pro MMA fighters. I'm not saying that Sean's not good. I'm not saying that Sean doesn't have decent wins. But I'm just saying compare and contrast to the way he acts, to the way he fights in the cage against pro fighters, to his aggressiveness against people outside the cage. So first off, I want to start off with this. He tweeted this out yesterday. "I keep getting asked to fight Whitaker. I beat Izzy. The world knows I beat Dricus. Whitaker lost to both. I am #1 contender. I defended that spot easily against Costa. I will wait." This guy is insisting that he is #1 contender and deserves the next middleweight title shot. Completely ludicrous. You can make a case for Robert Whittaker. I think Robert Whittaker is far more deserving than Sean Strickland. And if you disagree with me, I don't know where you're going with it. Because at the end of the day, okay, he beat Israel Adesanya, who's out drinking and driving the entire time for fight camp, not taking him seriously. Sean Strickland never deserved that title fight. He got gifted that title fight. He skipped over Dricus because of the UFC's poor planning. Never deserved that title fight. Fair enough, he beat Izzy. Loses his first title defense, cries about it, say it was rigged against him, and then fights Paulo Costa, barely squeaks by Paulo Costa in an abysmal performance, and then says, "You know what, I want to sit and wait. I want to sit and wait." Meanwhile, Robert Whittaker went out there, beat the dog shit out of Paulo Costa, and then took unranked up-and-coming prospect Ikram Aliskerov and sent him to the shadow realm in the first round. It is clear-cut. It is undisputed. It is indisputable. And it is very clear that Robert Whittaker deserves the next title shot. And even you can make the case for Nasruddin Imavov deserving it more than Sean Strickland. So I understand that du Plessis versus Adesanya is next, and Adesanya doesn't necessarily deserve a title shot. But Strickland's like third in line. Third in line behind Whittaker. Well, not necessarily third in line, but you get it. Adesanya's already getting the shot. You have Whittaker and then Imavov, who I believe are both ahead of Sean Strickland. I mean, imagine squeaking by Paulo Costa and thinking, "You know what? I've done enough. I've done enough. I've earned a title shot." You never even earned your first title shot. You damn sure haven't earned a second one. So let him sit out. Hopefully he never fights again. Now, the next piece I want to take a look at is some sparring footage that's come out. This is him sparring some fighter over in Japan. And I just think this is particularly embarrassing. And this isn't the entire sparring session. This is just part of the sparring session. But let's take a look at it and react to it. Because I want you to look at the aggressiveness. I want you to look at the aggressiveness of Sean Strickland. It's not about him getting hit. You know, the guy's landing some body shots, landing some left hooks. It's not about that. Watch the aggressiveness of Sean Strickland here towards the end of this video. And again, this is edited together. This is a package that Sean Strickland released. Look at this aggressiveness. By the way, this guy's like 40, 50 pounds lighter than Sean Strickland. Look at the aggressiveness. The fact that this guy beat Israel Adesanya is hilarious. That just goes to show how much Israel Adesanya was drinking and driving during fight camp and not taking him seriously. Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at that. Look at this aggressiveness. So there you go. That sparring session was more exciting than Sean Strickland's entire UFC career. You know why? Because that guy's 40 or 50 pounds lighter. And I understand people are going to say, well, that guy's a kickboxer. That guy's a kickboxer. You know, it doesn't matter. Of course, they're going to spar and it's different weights. Look how aggressive he is. Well, let's look at a non-kickboxer. I never covered this story before, but we'll cover it in this video. This is what, 6 months ago, 7 months ago? It was within the last year. He challenges some influencer who's literally half his size to spar him. And this is what Sean Strickland does in the spar.
What time we at?
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
I want to enjoy this a little bit longer. Let that rain and go too fast.
Look at this. Watch this.
There you go.
I think it's right here. Oh. Look. He would never do it. Look, he's throwing in the towel. Saying, let the dude off. This dude doesn't even fight. This dude that he's beating up is some streamer or some shit. Half his size.
Jesus. Pop your jab, pop your jab. You still good. Still good.
Finally, someone runs in and says, you know what? This ain't right. This guy is a bully. Thank God Dricus Duplessis stood up to him. Now, that's not even the worst of it. Because then you have this. Now, we're going to look at Sean Strickland's response to this. But this is Sean Strickland and his brother. I tweeted this out. Sean Strickland and his brother trying to bully 2 young employees at rock climbing gym, repeatedly threatening them after being asked to leave. Sean Strickland realizes somebody's been recording the entire thing and tries to save face at the end. What a bully and a piece of shit. I want you to look at the 2 guys who are standing up for themselves, who apparently work there. They look like they may be teenagers, bare minimum, early 20s. They do not bat an eye while Strickland and his brother pull the hold, you know, the entire hold me back routine, hold me back, and try to bully these guys and threaten physical violence on these guys. It's a complete embarrassment. Watch this. Apparently, the story behind this is, again, this was years ago. We're going to look at Sean Strickland's response here in a second.
Break it up, pussies. Jesus.
1 minute. Fuck off. Call the cops. We're getting the shit out of here. Well, fuck you.
Come on.
I want to get him.
Yeah, I'm just telling you for your pleasure. I am the supervisor here. I'm the supervisor. Shut the fuck up. You can still work out.
So from what I make out, I'm a supervisor here. I'm asking you to leave. Shut the fuck up. Fuck you. Blah, 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 blah.
Shut up.
And then apparently this is the brother's wife who decides to butt in, and then when gets responded to, the husband then threatens physical violence.
Shut up. Don't speak to my wife. I'm going to hit you. Don't fucking speak to my wife. Don't speak to my wife.
Again, you can't make out what this guy's saying, but it doesn't seem this guy is aggressive at all when speaking to the wife. And look, all of a sudden now they want to get in his face, a UFC fighter, one of them being a UFC fighter, to threaten these guys who look like literally they're teenagers, probably making minimum wage, working at a rock climbing indoor facility.
Speak to her one time. Bitch slap. I promise. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
What pisses me off about this is woman is literally saying, keep your mouth shut. And it appears she's talking to the rock climbing guy. Why does she get her husband and her brother on a leash? They're the ones that need to shut the fuck up here. They're cussing out and screaming, making a scene in public over what appears to be literally nothing. And that's based on Sean Strickland's statement. So it's ridiculous that this woman is saying, just keep your mouth shut. Well, why don't you tell your husband that in her and his bully brother who fights in the UFC.
Bro, I'm gonna just walk away. You're a kid here. You don't understand.
By the way, I want you to listen to what this guy said, because I listened to this like 2 or 3 times to kind of make out what they said. Listen to what the rock climbing guy says that pisses Sean Strickland off here. Very telling.
Bro, I'm gonna just walk away. You're a kid here. You don't.
Right there, he says there's kids here. There's kids here, and this is the way you're acting. And what Sean gets mad and gets into his face and just barely holds back. His brother's like, oh yeah, I gotta hold him back. They're taking turns holding each other back here.
What the fuck are you gonna fucking do? You don't understand really what you guys are gonna get yourself into. This will be a life-changing event for you. I promise you.
I mean, listen to that. These fucking bullies. This is going to be a life-changing event for you. One thing I want to point out is shout out to these rock climbing guys. They didn't even bat a fucking eye because they stood up to these 2 fucking bullies who think they can just go around doing whatever they want because one of them trains. I train UFC, bro. Because again, dude's a bully.
You'll be hurt. Yes, you'll be hurt. I will. Yeah, you'll be part of it. Shut up and just piss off. What are you leaving? Piss off.
Shut up and piss off. Yeah, they don't work there or anything.
Or you're gonna get hurt. You need to get a new fucking man. Standing your ground, you have no ground. They'll fucking hurt you and hurt you at the same time. Shut the fuck up. Why are you threatening me, big dog?
I mean, how much worse can this look? They're trying to bully 2 young men who aren't backing down at all and just saying, hey, we just need you to leave. I mean, could there be something that we're missing here that doesn't get picked up on audio that they're saying? Yeah, it could be. It doesn't appear that way. According to Sean Strickland's version of events, that didn't happen. So these are 2 young men trying to make money at their jobs, asking 2 bullies to leave. And these guys are threatening to hurt them. What an embarrassment these 2 guys are.
I don't understand what you're talking about. You're gonna get yourself hurt one day. Really bad by someone like me. You're gonna get yourself hurt real bad by someone like me. I will get that. You walk outside.
Can you not just control your testosterone for like 30 seconds and just leave peacefully?
By the way, I want you to pay close attention to that. Whoever's filming starts saying something, steps up and starts saying something. Apparently it's some woman. Watch Sean Strickland when she does stand up and say something.
Someone like me. I will get that. You walk outside.
Can you not just control your testosterone for like 30?
Look at Sean Strickland. I know I'm breaking this down like we're breaking down the Zapruder film. But look at Sean Strickland. This is very telling. He sees that this woman's recording now. And watch him immediately change. Because he knows he's on camera about to get exposed badly.
30 seconds and just leave peacefully?
Oh my God, we get it, dude. We get it. You're punching massive dogs.
I'm pretty sure he said, we get it. You're massive. We get it. You're massive. You're a bully, bro. Just leave. This is a Wendy's. We don't need this here.
It's not massive. How much I want to hurt both of you. It's not even I want to hurt you. I want to hurt you.
Oh, for what?
What? What? Huh?
All right, man. Kyle, it's all good, man. Have a good day.
Yeah, sure, man.
Look, what a pussy. Dude talked all this shit and said, oh, it's okay. It's okay. He didn't do that out of the kindness of his heart. He didn't think, you know what? This is 2 teenagers, 2 guys in their young 20s at the bare minimum. You know what? We're overreacting. We're overreacting here. You know, let me apologize to him. No, he saw that he was being filmed. He saw that, oh, I'm probably going to get exposed here. So let me try to save face here at the end. What a disgrace.
Kyle, we're not good.
Have a good dog.
No, I gotta see my brother. He's late. But we're good. Kyle, my name's Sean. Good, Matt. We're good. We're good.
So there you go. That's the entire thing. I will link my tweet down in the description if you want to go check out the full video without my commentary. I'm sure there'll be somebody commenting over the video saying, Joey, don't commentate on it, even though that's the whole entire purpose of this video. Complete embarrassment for Sean Strickland, complete embarrassment for his brother, complete embarrassment for his brother's wife. I mean, to try to bully 2 young men who are just trying to do their job, especially when you're a UFC fighter and then realizing you're being taped and your whole demeanor changes, you're a complete embarrassment. Now, Sean Strickland put out a statement discussing this. And he said, all right, you fucks keep tagging me. So this happened years ago. I mean years. I forgot all about it. Wasn't even ranked at middleweight. Let me explain to you why I was so annoyed. The gym lets you climb with your own rope and climb and clip in wherever. So I'm there about 45 minutes and befriend his girl. I don't know if they were dating, but it was harmless. She was nice and a solid climber and easy to make laugh. So now he's already setting a scene basically. Oh, this guy was mad because I was trying to take his girl. That's what he's trying to set here, which we all know is not going to happen. Sean Strickland, you know, before he found his current girlfriend, was a complete incel. And we know this is just a made up story that he just made up in his mind, because we all know he's still hiding in the closet, okay? Because his dad beat him as a child. So he says, so he comes up to us and says, you need a certification to climb this. So what he's implying here is this guy didn't like that I was talking to his girlfriend, so he told me I needed a certification to climb the wall that they were trying to climb. I was mad because you could have asked me when I signed the waiver, when I asked if I could climb using my own gear rope when I paid, when I was actually climbing. But instead you chose to come up to me 45 minutes after climbing because you are an insecure little baby dick. Sounds like he's describing himself. It's just a cunt thing to do. But either way, I handled this poorly. Well played, haha. But yeah, that's definitely not getting you a blowjob. I don't know what he's getting at. I think he's talking about maybe he's going to give these guys a blowjob if they were to let him climb the wall. But, I mean, this makes him look worse. Oh, 2 guys who work there enforce the rules of their job. So me and my brother were threatening them with physical violence. And that's not going to get you a blowjob from me. I don't get it. I guess, you know, he's going to give someone else a blowjob later in the day. I just want to expose all this because I know that, you know, this isn't like the hottest topic in MMA, but Sean Strickland has created this fan base of people that will defend anything he does. And this guy's an embarrassment and he's a bully. And Dricus exposed it so well earlier this year. And then Sean came out and said, yeah, if you say anything more, I'm going to kill you. And then meanwhile, what actually happened was he messaged Dricus, slid into his DMs and begged him, please, baby, I'm sorry. Please don't say anything else about me. And then try to make it seem like he had threatened Dricus out of saying anything. So this guy needs to be exposed. He's a total hypocrite. He's bullying young men in public as a professionally trained UFC fighter, all because they decide to do their job. Is there any more to say? And then look, he's going into these sparring sessions and sparring these guys who are 50 pounds lighter than him, and they're the most exciting, you know, combat sports exchanges we've seen in Sean Strickland's entire UFC career. What a joke this guy is. And then he's saying, I'm going to sit out and wait for a title fight. Keep waiting, bro. Keep waiting, because you're going to end up in the back of the line. Let me know what you guys think about all this down in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for watching.